I'm taking over Coventry City for the next 10 seasons. This team has just been promoted to the Premier League for the first time in 25 years. However, just like the other promoted teams, everyone expects them to relegate back to the Championship. But I honestly don't get it. They have a great young goalkeeper in Carl Rushworth, and in my opinion, a very underrated manager in Frank Lampard. So over the next 10 seasons, I have to do the impossible. Turn Coventry into a Premier League mainstay, win the Champions League, and make them the world's best team. And in order to become the world's best team, we need to complete some challenges, with the first being 10 trophies. It's kind of crazy to think there's a bunch of trophies in England, and Coventry only have 6 in their entire history. I talked about being a Premier League mainstay, but I also want to go ahead and win Coventry their first ever Premier League title. Literally, only 7 teams have won the Premier League title, and the only ones outside of the Big 6 are Blackburn and Leicester City. Coventry need to be one of those teams. And obviously, I said become the world's best team. It's to win their first ever Champions League. Can you imagine a team like Coventry having more Champions Leagues than Arsenal? But this is where it gets fun, because the next challenge is to create 2 amazing English Academy stars. Every Premier League club has their famous Academy graduates, but I can't even think one from Coventry. So I need 2 English Academy graduates to hit a 90 overall. The second to last challenge is, of course, to get a Ballon d'Or winner. I'm curious if a current player like Awoniyi or Jack Redoni could win the Ballon d'Or, or maybe a new signing in the future. And finally, I think this is my favorite one, and it's to complete 3 perfect transfer flips. It's to sign 3 different players for under 10 million and eventually sell them for over 100 million. And this is because Coventry have been good at signing players before they become superstars. For example, they signed the likes of Robbie Keane and Gyökeres in the past, who all became some pretty amazing players in the Premier League. And this is the team I'm taking over in Coventry. Honestly, it looks way better than I thought it would. But don't forget, we are in the brand new season 26-27. So we have the new kits and new transfers like Taiwo Awoniyi. Carl Rushworth is now a permanent transfer, and I think he's our best player. And I think my favorite signing is Caleb Yirenki. He has bags of potential and can play anywhere. And even though the 4-2-3-1 wide is a very good formation, Coventry haven't been in the Premier League for 25 years. And 25 years ago, Man United won the league. And I'm feeling nostalgic, so we're gonna steal the formation, and it's actually a 4-2-2 flat. We're up front, they had Teddy Sheringham and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But of course, the midfield of Giggs, Hoskins, Roy Keane, and David Beckham was the main reason they won the league. And this is definitely the best team we could put out with this formation. Maybe Jack Redoni could be the next Paul Scholes. But of course, we could make a lot of signings. The center back positions for sure, the left back positions, the right mid positions. This is going to be tough. But before we do that, let's go ahead and find our 2 Youth Academy players. And of course, we're going to England. But something I did not mention, I have to scout those 2 players in just this one season. So I have 9 months to find the players that will get to a 90 overall. But we have to go ahead and pick some great positions. I talked a lot about the midfield, so I'm gonna go ahead and spam that for sure. But I think the easiest might be to find a striker. Please, game, give us some world-class talents. And at Coventry, we actually have 14 million to spend. That's absolutely nothing. But you know who's cheap? Cristiano Ronaldo. Wait a minute. It's not gonna be that easy, because we're getting our first unexpected event. Every season, we'll have one that will dramatically change our journey to becoming the world's best team. And the first one is, remember where you're from. Welcome to the club, Mr. Salinas. We fully trust you to help us stay in this league. However, we would like to honor the league that brought us here, and that's the Championship. You may only sign players from the EFL this season. So of course, we can't sign Ronaldo. By the way, I was never going to sign him, because we're going to keep it as realistic as possible. But we must now upgrade this team with the 14 million we have, with only Championship players. Yo, we might go down, you know. But before that, I want to make as much money as possible. I am selling these guys who do not belong here. So we get rid of the deadwood, and it didn't make us much money, if I'm honest. And we now have 23 million to spend. But boys, there's another problem. Everyone and their mama wants a new contract. It's gonna take away money from us. So let's prioritize the ones that are gonna stay. Carl Rushworth, we just signed them. I don't know how you want a new contract, but take it. Bobby Thomas is 25 and still has some space to grow. I have to give him a new contract. Frank Onyeka is 28, doesn't have much potential. Haji Wright as well, and Sakamoto. Let's go ahead and make our signings first and decide after. So taking a look at the side, if we're going to stay up, we usually sign a keeper, but Rushworth, I trust in him. He's very good. I think we need at least one 80 rated center back or something. But when it comes to the Championship, Santiago Bueno is a 76, Ladislav Krejci is a 78, Konstantinos Mavropanos is 77, and Todibo 78. An 80 rated center back does not exist in the Championship. Well, the best option is Todibo. However, he's worth 16 million, and that is majority of our budget, man. So he can be the one we sign. And Krejci as well is very expensive. So that leaves me with Santiago Bueno, who's around 6 mil, and Mavropanos, who's 5.9 million. So there we go. What a signing for only 6 million. Mavropanos is now a Coventry player. Realistically, he was under 10 mil. If we ever sell him for 100 mil, mil. He could be one of our players that does that. But look at this, man. Bobby Thomas to Mavropanos. That's a huge upgrade. Thomas will still get a lot of game time. And the good thing is we now actually have an extra center back. I can probably go ahead and sell somebody else or include him in a swap. But up next, I know our fullback is the weakest spot, but I think we can get away with it. One of the players running out of contract is Japanese Sakamoto. If we can maybe swap him out, we can get somebody better plus cash and not have to renew his contract. And we know the best option is Jared Bowen. But look at his price range. We don't have that much money anymore. And even if we wanted to swap our most expensive player is 12 million. Not even close. But there's actually a lot of options. Femi Aziz, Marcus Edwards, former Sporting player, Carlos Vicente for Birmingham, and Morgan Whitaker from Middlesbrough. Like I mentioned with the United formation, I want an amazing playmaker like David Beckham. And Whitaker is more of a finisher. And Carlos Vicente does have the best passing and is the best player of the three. But I don't think he has any potential in him. And we couldn't get a deal for Femi Aziz. So for 3 million plus our Japanese winger, Marcus Edwards is a new Coventry player. Nothing against them. We have to work with what we got. We don't want to go down, but we also don't have any money. Another player we've signed for under 10 million. Maybe he can shock us. And boys, we now only have 8 million to spend. But Marcus Edwards regardless joins the side and is a significant upgrade. I know Haji Wright did a really good job, but we might have to apply the same strategy unless we can trade Sims, because I want to give Sheriff a chance. He has decent potential. Or we can trade another center back. Well, boys, there's bad news. Only Zeki Amdouni and Zion Fleming are better than our current strikers. It just doesn't seem worth it because they have no potential. So why not go for a left back? Because we have a multitude of options. Bueno, Boros, Alfie Dowdy, Lucas Perez, or David Moyer-Wolf. Some of them have potential, while some of them are just the highest rated in the league. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, first I want to go for the best left back in the championship currently. It's Hugo Bueno. Let's try to get rid. I think it was Wolfden that we're trying to get rid of. 3 million. I know we could get him for as cheap as 9. So can we get him for 5 plus 3 million? And they want 11 million. They don't want a center back. What about a fullback? Can we trade our backup left back and Miguel here and go for 7 million? That's basically all of our money here. Come on, Hugo Bueno. You want to be a Prem player. They said don't think about it. Come on, say yes. And boys, they won 11.2 million. However, I accepted an offer for Wolfden. Please accept it quickly so we can sign Hugo Bueno. And yes, Wolfden is leaving. I'm sorry, man. You're just a pawn right now. And there we go. I was able to lower the price to 9 million without our backup left back. Hugo Bueno is returned to the Premier League. Realistically, I think he can actually sell for 100 million one day if he stays at the club long enough. And dynamic potential really helps him out. And it's a huge upgrade in that left-hand spot. I'm pretty happy with this team. Almost everyone is above a 75 overall. But can the likes of Haji Wright and Awoniyi keep us up this season? And look at this. Haji Wright with almost 10 goals. Same with Siddiqui Sharif. I knew I could trust him. 4 and 6 for Torp. 3 goals for Sims. Yeah, Taiwo Awoniyi did not have a good season, bro. I'm a little bit worried. And just a heads up, Ellis Sims did not want a new contract. I literally cannot give him one. He'll be leaving on a free. That doesn't help us at all. And half the squad looks unhappy. I'm a little bit scared here. But Hugo Bueno went up to a 79. Sharif has overtaken and will now be the starter as long as he stays, of course. Jack Rodoni actually didn't go up that much. It's a little bit disappointing. But Caleb Udenki's the same overall as Grimes, so he's going to be the new starter. Edwards 78. Carwash with 79. I'm actually very proud of him. But of course, we were never going to win our first trophy, nor win the FA Cup. And no Judgment Day, bro. We have gone down back to the championship. Yo, 24 points is not too bad. And you know what? I honestly don't mind getting a parachute payment to really improve this side, man. Hey, but Hugo Bueno is now worth 24 million. If we can hold on to him, surely he could become one of the 100 mil players. But over the past 9 months, I have found the players possible in the academy. And I've narrowed it down to sign these 4 players. Joe Robinson, 14 years old, with 83 potential. David Ryan with 85 potential, a center attacking mid who can play left on the right. But Niall Willis, 92 potential, 15 years old. And Ty Ford, 95 potential. I only need 2 players to reach 90, but I'm going to sign 4 just in case, because it's the only time we can scout them. Hey, but going back down to the championship might get us our first trophy. And to kick off season number 2, right away we have our unexpected event. And this is coming from Van Ewich, Boss, Edwards, Haji, and I think we are first division players. We cannot be blamed for the relegation. So we're handing in our transfer request to go to the level we belong at. Good riddance, noob. So there we go, one of our best rated, our top goal scorer, and one of the leaders of our team will be leaving. But Onyeka also wants to leave, and Gustavo Hammer. I guess they were unhappy with the relegation as well. But there is the parachute payment I talked about, 53 million. Once we make sales, we might have like 70 million to sign anybody we want, as long as it's realistic. And Van Ewich is going to Toulouse FC. Onyeka to OGC Nice. Gustavo Hammer, who joined last year, to Atalanta. Marcus Edwards to Bilbao. They're breaking the rule for him. And Haji Wright is going to Belgium, really? I'd rather play in the championship. championship, but the trophy one. If you guys have enjoyed this video so far, subscribe and let me know down below who I should do next. And Van Eerwyk actually ended up going to Man United and Haji Wright to Sunderland. But we literally have 100 million to spend. I love it, man. Relegating will actually be the reason one day we go and win the Champions League. And we were actually able to keep majority of the main squad. I'm surprised someone like Hugo Bueno or Mavropanos did not want to leave. First things first, boys, it's time to get a really great striker to pair it next to Sharif. And the first option is Vladislav Van Nat from Girona. He may be playing in La Liga, but I promise with a return to the Prem might convince him. There's also someone like Lian Delap or Emmanuel Medja, who probably don't get enough minutes at Chelsea. And finally, Troy Parrott. He is Irish and probably would love to return to England. And come on, I think he'd rather play in the Prem in a season's time. And I went ahead and decided to sign Troy Parrott for 18 million. Mainly because he has the lowest wages. With what happened last year, I don't want any issues with wages in this challenge. Now, he wasn't signed under 10 mil, but he could be a huge reason why we win trophies. And who knows, if he stays long enough, he could win the Ballon d'Or. And it's a huge improvement. He also has 82 potential. He'll be ready for the Prem next year. And obviously up next, we need to find a right back. Now, this is tricky, but I think I have to go for someone like Kobe Donovan or Pedro Lima. That's because they're both worth under 10 million. And this is the perfect time to start a lower rated player so they can eventually be sold for 100. And for 8.5 million, I decided on the former Wolves player, the Brazilian right back, 83 potential with dynamic potential. We could get him to like an 87. Then we could definitely sell him for 100 million. Boys, I think I must do the same for a center back and Abubakar Sedi Kinte, who if I strike the right deal, he'll be worth under 10 million. Okay, boys, come on, Kinte, 9.1 million. Let's go for that valuation. They say yes, under 10 mil. So the Gambian center back is now a Coventry championship player with 84 potential, and Mavropanos getting older. I could see him having a blast and maybe one day being sold for 100 mil. And I'll actually be starting Pedro Lima for the entire championship, as Kinte will be more of a backup. And I think we're missing 3 more positions. I want to sign another striker under 10 mil because we only have Awoniyi as backup. And finally, a starting or competing left mid and right mid. And we still have 63 million left. We can sign some great players. But it's not realistic to transfer him in, so I'm actually going to approach the loan. He's definitely not getting game time with Lamine Yamal over there. But I'm curious, can we get a loan to a cheeky loan to buy option here? And they said yes. Okay, that is good. Let's go ahead and go for a 1-year loan. I think once we're in the Prem, we might be able to convince them to join us full time. 60 to 40%, that's fine. What kind of fee would they want? Would they accept 23 mil? And they say yes, plus a sellout clause. We'll take it. Barca is very dumb. So Rudy Bargi is coming here on loan. As long as he gets game time, we could sign him for 25 mil at the end of the season. But I'm sure he'll only accept if we promote back to the Prem. So he must help us do that. And he's another player that could one day win the Ballon d'Or if he stays long enough. So there you go. He's the perfect right mid. Let's see if we can convince him to stay past this season. Now, I think I want to go for someone a bit older. The first option is Musa Barrow. I have no idea what league or team he's playing. I know Jadon Sancho is at Juventus, but he's definitely the backup. Maybe we could get a career revival starting here in the championship. So there we go. Sancho's returning to England. I'm sure Juve is happy because they got him for free. He was a free agent, so they're making a profit. Now, this is a guy I think won't leave us if we do him well because he just wants to settle at one club already. And finally, for 4 million, we're signing Swedish striker Jonah Kusiasare from Fulham. 84 potential. He will be a backup for a very long time, but if we can grind him to be a starter, could sell for 100 million. So this is the brand new starting 11. Sancho off the left and the rest of our signings. I'm very happy with all of our work. Let's promote back to the Premier League and win our first trophy, whether it's the playoff. And that's what I'm talking about. 20 goals for Siddiqui Sheriff, 16 and 1 for Troy Parrott, 11 for Kusiasare, 10 and 15 for Torp, who's injured. Sancho with 5 and 13, while Rudy Bargi wasn't incredible. Only a +1 for Parrott is disappointing, 79 for Sheriff. Yerenki didn't really go up either. 78 for Bargi, 82 Sancho, 81 Bueno. Lima went up all the way to 77, and Rushworth 80. I'm pretty happy with our team so far. And yes, we win a trophy with Coventry City, and we're going back to the Prem. That is 1 out of 10 trophies, but no FA Cup run or Carabao run. So now the question is, should we sign Rooney Bargi on a permanent? Like we mentioned, 10 goal contributions in the championship is a bit disappointing. But boys, with his 85 potential, I cannot pass up on this deal. We're gonna give him the important role. 5 years he wants. It looks like he's excited to be a Prem player. And we're gonna give him 100k a week. He should accept that. And there we go. But straight away is our next unexpected event. And it doesn't seem bad. Loyalty till dream. And this is coming from Rooney Bargi. Boss, Sancho and I really want to thank you. We surprisingly love it here at Coventry and plan to stay loyal to the club as long as the club continues to grow. However, we will leave if our dream clubs of Barcelona or Madrid come in for us and want us to be their players. And you know what? That seems fair. A player like Bargi should never love Coventry, and the talent that Sancho had could have played for Real Madrid if he didn't flop. So as long as they continue to perform, I will not be selling them. However, Victor Torp does want to leave. he was our top assister last year, so unfortunately, we're gonna have to sell him. But I'll also be getting rid of a little bit of Deadwood players, just cause. But 92 potential Willis and 95 potential Typhoid are 16, ready to promote them to the first team. And of course, they will be going out on loan and hopefully coming back to be 90 overalls. So there we go. Here are our sales, not that much, which leaves us with 88 million as we're back in the Prem. Hey, I'm just glad we were able to keep the likes of Sheriff, Pedro Lima, who grew a lot as well. I would love to upgrade that center back spot to start things off. And boys, I think Daniel Ballard would be a great addition to this Coventry side. Sunderland are not a big team right now, so we could definitely steal him off. So for 6 million plus Bobby Thomas, this would count as a transfer under 10 mil. But I don't think Ballard is gonna sell for 100 in the future. So there we go. For now, he will take Amenda's spot. And yes, I'm going to sign some Prem League experienced players just to make sure we stay in the division and maybe go for a cup run. Next, I want to go for a center mid because I don't know if Rudoni and Yerenki have that potential anymore because we did relegate him. And I have 3 options. First, Conor Gallagher is playing at Tottenham and is very cheap. Hayden Hackney is very new to Everton and I think he's starting. I don't think he'll join us. And finally, Yassine Ayari. He is worth a lot of money, but we can get ahead of the curve before a big team signs him. So for 55 million, we were able to convince a Swedish midfielder. I think the signing of Rudy Bargi helps and shows the ambition the club has for us. Another player that will help us win a bunch of trophies. And there we go. Ayari is a huge upgrade. I think this team will stay in the division. With 20 million left, can we find a starting striker? I think I could get Liam Delap. He is worth more than 20 mil, but let's see what we can do here. This is gonna sound crazy. What if we sacrifice a winger to get an incredible striker? Well, 82 overall striker. So this guy's worth 10 million. Let's try for 20 mil because that's all we have. They say no. I'm not gonna be able to afford Liam Delap. What if I just go for someone under 10 mil again? Because there's a chance he could be sold for 100 in the future. So for 5 million plus, I will need you. The Belgian striker Fudo, who has 81 potential, I believe so, could be a great squad player. Maybe eventually we can rely on him to become a 100 million player. So there we go. This is what the squad looks like. I think we can survive relegation fairly easily, especially with the likes of Kusi Asari as a backup if Troy Parrott goes missing again. And the squad is out here improving. Ayari now our highest rated, tied with Carl Rushworth. And Hugo Bueno's getting to that 100 mil mark very, very soon, I'm sure. Jadon Sancho 82, 82 for Bargi, 82 for Sheriff, Troy Parrott 81. However, Kusi Asari is doing really good. I might have to start him because he was under 10 mil. And even Kinte on the bench looks like he got a lot of game time, 83. There's no point in signing Ballard if he was just gonna ball out. And it was 14 goals for Sheriff, 11 for Rudoni, 11 and 1 for Parrott, 7 goals for Usare, who played 37 games, not bad. 6 and 8 for Sancho, 6 and 3 for Mason Clark, who I tried to get rid of, 4 and 7 for Yari. I think we survived relegation, but no one in the top goal scorers yet. I want somebody there soon. And yes, it's a 13th place finish. We actually weren't far from top 10. We're improving, but we don't win an FA Cup, of course, and we don't win the Carabao. And we actually lost one of our academy players, but luckily Joe Robinson will be staying and now joining the first team. And speaking of academy, it's a plus 12 for Willis and a plus 10 for Typhoid. These guys are gonna be something special, but no players in the team of the season just yet. And in season 4, it's time for the unexpected event, and it's the return of the Gyok. Hey, Mr. Salinas, you don't know me, but my deal at Arsenal ends during this season, and I love the project you have at Coventry, and I would love to come back to the club, but only if you make Europe. And I mean, look at Gyökeres, man, 86 overall, and probably will still grow. He's a Prem winner. He would definitely help us win our first Premier League. And it makes sense he doesn't get a new contract. Christian Kofen is on his way up and probably is starting this season. So boys, let's do it. Let's work hard to get Europe this year. This backline is actually incredible, man. Kinte, I can't believe we grew this much. We need a brand new center mid for sure. And boys, I want Curtis Jones. In real life, he joined Inter, but he's still at Liverpool here. I think he'll be a big reason we get Europe if we do. And there we go. Curtis Jones is now joining Coventry. But believe it or not, it's all the money we had. So he might be our only signing this summer. But now that we're a growing club, the top 6 want our players. And I forgot to mention, anytime a top 6 club comes in for our players, we have to sell them until we're Premier League winners. And City has come in for Ayari. And Daniel Ballard will also be leaving. To be fair, he was gonna be a backup. And no, our captain Mavropanos, he's been so good. That's a second center back we're losing, which has now given us around 90 million to spend. You know what? I'll take that. But we must now sign a new center mid, 2 new center backs. And if we have money, maybe we can upgrade a different position. We do like the first one is Matteo Guendouzi, 30 years old, but could help us maybe get Europe considering he's played in a bunch of clubs. A good backup, I think, would be Fikayo Tomori. He could also maybe start. But the 2 main guys I want is Jacob Kiwior, who's in Villarreal and used to play for Arsenal, and Alex Scott, who's still at Bournemouth, but he'd be the most expensive signing. So I'm actually going to prioritize this signing. I think we need somebody special like this before a big club picks him up. 62.5 million. Please say yes. They do say yes. Well, that means we're not gonna be able to get Kiwior. We should be able to get Tomori. So for 62.5 million, our biggest signing signing yet, Alex Scott. Nobody signed them, and we have promised them European football, hopefully next season. And for 18 million, we are signing Fikayo Tomori, and we literally have like 7 or 8 million left. I don't think we can sign another center back, but I have an idea. And I was able to get a 1-year loan deal for Sunderland's Omar Alderte at 32 years old. I think he's just a squad player at this point, and maybe he could be a huge reason why we go to Europe. And this is the brand new team. I think these are some great additions, especially Alex Scott. As we need to go ahead and pick a new captain, it has to be Rushworth. He stayed loyal to us, surprisingly. And we have some great backups. We should be able to push for Europe, so we can get Gyökeres. But wait a minute, boys. We've reached our first cup final. It's against Nottingham. We can win our second trophy. And this forest side is in the championship undefeated. Yo, this is gonna be tough. They have the likes of Kaliamundo. They still have Gibbs White. We might need to steal him, you know. Still have Milenkovic, Gustavo Sao, Murray Hutchinson. It's a decent team. Not a lot of changes, though. But we do have Idris, the whole left side, and Rooney Bargi. But come on, man. Let's win our first trophy in the first division. Our first good trophy, and it's a 2-1 loss. Are you serious? We made the final just to lose. This would have also secured European football. But the season ends, and we finish in 7th place. Even with -2 goal difference, we're in Europe. We definitely overperformed, man. And we did not reach the Carabao Cup final, of course. But the goals are a bit underwhelming. 13 for Sharif, 13 for Kusiasare, 9 for Alex Scott, 9 for Troy Perry. You know what? Never mind. They were spread out. 82 for Kusiasare. Didn't go up as much. 84 for Sharif, Rooney Bargi 84, Curtis Jones 84, Alex Scott 86. And the back line looks absolutely incredible, including Washworth. And boys, Kinte is getting close. He's at 56 million. Kusiasare is also at 50. Hopefully they stay, and we can make them into 100 mil players. Yo, but Niall Willis goes up another +5 to 77, while Ty Ford is a little bit behind. You know what? I might put him in the first team to be the backup to Sancho, and maybe he can overtake him soon. He's actually closer than you think to that 90 overall. So now in season 5, Gyökeres has kept his promise and is now a Coventry player again. 32 years old, but I'll still take him in the team. And he actually did go up to an 88. That's kind of crazy. And of course, he'll be starting on the left-hand side next to Sheriff. Dude, we could definitely win the Conference League with this team. But it's time for the next unexpected event, and it's Superstar Raid. Our luck has run out. Amazing work, Mr. Salinas. Almost too good of a job. Some big clubs have poached 3 of our players. However, we still back you to not drop our performances and find amazing replacements. And the first sale for only 30 million is Carl Rushworth. This one hurts, man. He was our captain. He was the best player in this team from the start, but he's now gone to a big club. And the second player that's been poached is Alex Scott for 80 million. I saw this one coming. He is way, and I mean way too good for this team. And finally, the big one for 100 million. It is Siddiqui Sharif. And no, it does not count because he was already in the club when I joined. Man, what could it have been Hugo Bueno as much as I love him? So we gain Gyökeres, but we lose some of our best players. But at least we have the funds to replace them. And for the goalkeeper, I have to go for someone like James Trafford. I want the English keeper, and he's also 6'6". And for 30 million, he would definitely love to play Conference League football with Coventry than just the Premier League with Sunderland. So there we go. That's a good replacement in goal. I need to see if I can find a world-class deep line playmaker. You know what? Let's get some foreign players in here. Someone like Ibrahim Massa. He's gonna be worth a lot of money, but I'm willing to bet he'd take that gamble here in the Prem. And it costed us 100 million. It's our biggest signing yet. But what a talent we're bringing in. As long as we stay in the European competitions, I'm sure we can convince him. He could also be a player that wins us a Ballon d'Or. And it's actually a small decrease because Alex Scott was an 86, but it's okay. He's gonna do well. And you know what? I'm gonna give Kusiasara another chance up top next to Gyökeres, both Swedish guys, but I still think we need one last center back. I tried to go for him last year, only 30 million for the 30-year-old 85 rated Jacob Curior. Oh, that Conference League is ours. Can we get Europa League football next year? So there we go. Curior is a starting center back next to Kinte. We don't have a single original Coventry player, so Gyökeres is the captain. They all wanted to leave me, man. But let's win that Conference League. And yes, I told you, we're in a Conference League final against Hoffenheim. We better not lose it this time. Ooh, but they have Autumn Holzleg, but Victor Gyökeres is our top goal scorer. 27 goals for Holzleg is insane. Alsani with 11, 8 for Nathan Decat, 8 and 11 for Tumuchu. This is a great side. So here we go. Conference League final. Jones, Bargi, and Curior are out for this game. Can we get our second trophy? And it's a 3-0 victory. Gyökeres gets a goal to win us the title. 2 trophies out of 10. Hey, we might actually complete it. But we finished in 5th place, which means we're in the Europa League. Even if we didn't finish there, we won the conference. We reached the FA Cup final, but lost to Tottenham. Are you serious? Tottenham. And the Carabao, we did not make the final. And yo, Victor Gyökeres finished 3rd third place in the Golden Boot race. Not bad for a 32-year-old. And in all competitions, Gyökeres scored 32 goals. That's pretty ridiculous. 15-1 for Kusya Saure. 15-10 for Niall Willis in his first pro season with us at the club. 10 goals for Caleb Yudenki. 7-5 for Rooney Bargi. Our team is becoming incredible. And Niall Willis has surpassed Jadon Sancho at 85. I think that's like a +7 or something. Massa 86. Gyökeres remains overall. Kusya Saure went up a +1. Rooney Bargi 86. Curtis Jones 86. Kinte 86. 87 for Bueno. 87 Trafford. And Lima 85. I think we might be able to sell someone for 100 million. That would cheap for us. Meanwhile, Typhoid is still growing. I think it's gonna take him a while. He's growing a lot slower than Willis. And Robinson went up a +5 as well. And in season 6, Kinte is worth 91 million. I think we have to take this chance. Well, Hugo Bueno, I'm not gonna transfer list, but if someone comes in for him, I think we could get 100 million for him. So there we go, an offer for Kinte. Oh, it sucks to see him go. Well, Caleb Yudenki is also getting poached by City. I'm surprised bigger teams haven't come in for our players these past couple seasons. So there we go. Kinte is now leaving the club. He is our first 100 million sale that we signed for under 10. What a player he has been. We need to win the Champions League for him. So there we go. Here are some more sales. By the way, Yudenki I think was an 85. So he was maybe gonna start for us this year, but now he's gone. So that leaves us with this squad right here. We need another center back. We keep losing center backs, man. We're also gonna need a backup left back because Hugo Bueno doesn't have a backup. A backup right mid as our other one was sold. And yeah, other than that, I'm very happy with the squad. So for center back, I was able to convince Levi Colwill to leave Chelsea for 40 million. I don't think he's reached his full potential yet, and that's why we were able to get him on a cheap. And the backup for Rooney Bargi for 30 million is shortstop Shea Lacey, who was at Milan. Oh, I think here he can reach his potential and maybe overtake Rooney one day. And for 20 million, the backup left back is going to be Emeka Adio. I believe that's his name, from Hamburg. 77 rated Englishman. Not too bad. And there we go. Colwill just started 11, and this is our bench. However, it's time for our next unexpected event. We got it after transfers. And this one is famous? Mr. Salinas, we would like to inform you that Typhoid became the most famous person in Belgium last year. When he was loaned to Anderlecht, star him in every game this season so we could get a bigger fan base. What? Bro, this guy is the most famous person in Belgium? Dude, he doesn't have any aura. I mean, Ford is a pretty cool name. I can't believe I have to start this guy. He's not ready. But we must listen to the club. If not, we lose our job. He will be starting next to Massa all season in a Europa League campaign. Don't let us down, Typhoid. And yes, it's another European final, and it's gonna be against Benfica. Dude, Gyökeres again, man. 11-14. But Benfica have Ivanovic. 9 goals for him in this comp. 6-8 for Suter Cup. 6-1 for Richard Rios. They have Solakis as well. This is an incredible team. Come on, Coventry. We must win this game. Only Rooney Bargi is injured. I would take that, you know. And it's a 4-2 win. We get another trophy. And no, we just missed out on the Premier League title. We could have had our first one. City just beat us. And we lose the FA Cup final again. Why can't we win this one? And we also lose the Carabao. What a bunch of losers we are. It doesn't matter, but we finally have a Golden Boot winner. Why is Lautaro at Everton? And it's another 38 goals for Gyökeres. 21-18 for our boy Willis. 18-2 for Kusya Saure. 18-16 for Curtis Jones. 11-9 for Rooney Bargi. And that has helped him grow to an 85. You know what? I don't mind that he started every game. 88 for Willis. He's almost at that 90. Kusya Saure 86. He might be worth 100 mil. Hugo Bueno basically a 90. Dude, we need to sell him for 100 mil, bro. And the rest of the side looks freaking incredible. And even though we haven't completed any of our challenges, we're very close. And in 1 or 2 seasons, everything can change. And season 7, I believe, we have 2 players over 100 mil. 3 actually. But none of them we signed under 10. These guys don't count because they're academy players. But Hugo Bueno, 88. We're going to try and see if we can get a good offer. And Kusya Saure as well. He actually already has offers. Let's go check him out. It is from Napoli, 87 million. They said they might want to buy him for 102. Let's try and get it done. If we can get this done, bro, we might be able to complete this challenge this season. And it's out of the way. 100 mil. 96. Come on. Push up a little bit, man. Just 100 mil. Simple. On the dime flat. Let's go. Kusya Saure, I'm going to miss you. But you're leaving for 100 mil. So here we go. Oh, what a player he has been for us. But he was an investment and always was going to be. Thank you for everything, Asare. One more player left to go, if I'm not wrong. And boys, we actually got an offer for Pedro Lima. And he might be able to go for 100 mil. If we sell him for 100 mil, we don't have to get rid of the best left back in the world in Hugo Bueno. Come on, come on. We took Alex Scott from you. Take Lima. No, it's okay, bro. You can have him. He's been a great player. He did his duty for our club. Just take him for 100 mil. They don't want him. We're going to reject the offer. We're going to have to sell Hugo Bueno. Wait, boys. Juventus have also come in for Lima. And we've got him so far to 90 million. 97 million, actually. Can we get him to 100 million? Let's go. Hugo Bueno, stay at the club. Pedro Lima, what an amazing player you were. But thank you for everything. Go to Juventus. Go win some Italian trophies. And we complete our first challenge. It only took 7 seasons, man. And our score didn't really decrease increase as much as now our right back is the problem. And of course, a brand new striker would be nice. But it's time for our next unexpected event. And again, it's famous. Takeover was a roaring success. We are now the 7th most famous club in England outside of the top 6. And 6 world-class players have agreed to join the club to help us grow. Go take your pick in the shortlist who you want. Boys, this is unbelievable. Some random bloke has given us access to some world-class players. We haven't even won a Prem title yet. And those 6 players are Francesco Camarda, the Italian striker, Samu, the Spanish striker who's at Inter Milan, Jorel Hato, left back that can play center back, Mark Pupil, who can play right back and center back, Luka Vuskovic from Brighton. And this one makes so much sense. Jules Koundé, of course he wants to be with the most drippy club. And I don't think we need all of these players. I think I'm only gonna pick 3. I think we can only afford 3. And the first player I went for is actually Koundé. Yes, I know he's 33, 85 overall, but he has a lot of experience, and that's what we need in this side, because it's our first year in the Champions League. And my second decision was to bring in Luka Vuskovic, 92.5 million. He's still at Brighton. What is he doing there? Come to Coventry and play some UCL football. And finally, I decided on 80 million Francesco Camarda, saving him from Everton. So this is our brand new starting 11. There's a little bit of downgrades, but I'm still happy with this team in our first year in the Champions League. But boys, we're in the Super Cup final. I want to win this trophy to set the tone. But come on, we could beat PSG. Let's go ahead and win our 4th trophy, I believe. And yes, 3-0. Gyökeres, Willis, and Vuskovic. 4 trophies, 6 left to go. And at the end of the season, we finally win the Prem by 2 points. We finally take down City. So that's another challenge completed. And no FA Cup. Are you serious, man? And we finally win a domestic trophy, and it's the Carabao. And in the Champions League, we finished in first place. Round of 16, we win 5-1 against Sociedad. Quarterfinals, we spanked Dortmund 4-3. And in the semis, we spanked Benfica. In the final, we faced PSG. We already beat them 3-0 at the start of the year. And we actually don't have a top goal scorer up until Bradley Barcola has 7 for PSG. Our top goal scorer is our youngster, Niall Willis. But PSG have Vinny, Barcola, Ryan, Vitinha, Mika Götze, Joe Neves. Yo, these guys have a super team. Another 32 goals for Gyökeres. Thank God he wanted to come back. 21 and 22 for Willis. Wow. 14 and 7 for Lacey. 13 and 13 for Curtis Jones. 12 and 7 for Rudy Bargi. 8 and 16 for Ibrahim Matza. Our team is incredible. And Willis and Ford hit a 90. We complete our challenge for an academy over 90 rated. But look at this squad. 89 Matza, 89 Camarda, 89 Vuskovic, 88 Curior, 91 James Trafford, 91 Bargi. If we win tonight, we're probably not gonna achieve the trophy. But it's very easy for us to lose, and we're gonna have to go another season to win. Gyökeres with a double to win us the Champions League. And Gyökeres is the Ballon d'Or winner. We complete every challenge but the trophy one. And if you guys enjoyed this video, click on this video right here. I know you're gonna love it.